Hi everyone, welcome to Production Operations Management. In this small video, I'm going to show you how to calculate the early start, early finish, late start, and late finish values for a project. So I just have a very small example here. And what I do is I have a legend that describes my ES, the early start, early finish, and late start and late finish values. So these are for every task that I have in my project. I am going to have an earliest start that task can start, an earliest finish date, late start date, and late finish date. So I'm going to put that right beside every one of them, every task. And you do not have to do this, you can just do this in Excel, but some students are finding this way easier or faster. So because I have two starting tasks, then both of them can start at the kickoff date where it is times or day 0. So I'm going to say that the earliest that A can start is day 0, and the earliest date that B can start is also day 0. So when A starts at day 0, it takes 6 days to be completed. 6 plus 0 makes 6. And for B, then it starts at times day 0 plus 8, finishes by day 8. So now I need to look at activity C. When can I start C the earliest? And I see that C has what we call two predecessors. So two tasks have to be completed. The arrows represent that before C can start. So finishing A is not sufficient enough for the C to be started. So B needs to be completed as well. So in that case, I have to wait for both of them to be completed. So I can just start C as early as day 8, the largest one of these two, and then 8 plus 5 makes 13. Then using the same approach, I'm going to look at D, but D only has one predecessor. D does not depend on A. There's no arrow coming in. So A is not needed to be completed before D can start. D only depends on B. There is only one predecessor. So in that case, D can start at day 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. And then I look at E, and E has to wait for both of C and D. In that case, it has to be the largest one of them. It is 13, and 13 plus 3 is 16. So the project duration is 16 days. Now let's say what we did here. So we calculated all the early start and early finish values. We call these as forward pass. Forward pass. So you have to calculate the early start and early finish values from the beginning to the end. Now I'm going to look at the late start and late finish values, but I can do this on a backward pass. So I have to start from the very end and go towards the beginning to calculate my late start, late finish values. So this is backward. Okay. So let's look at here. When can I finish E the latest so that the project is not delayed? So it cannot be further later than 16 because my project duration is 16. So this is 16. In order for this to be done by 16, it takes 3 days to be completed. So 16 minus 3, the late start has to be 13. So is there a difference in the late start or early start for activity E? No. So that means I cannot have any change on this activity's start or finish. They start late or early start times. that means there is no slack here, no slack. So you cannot really delay that activity. Now look at C. C needs to come after, so C comes before E. So in order for E not to be delayed, I cannot delay C, the finish time of C, later than the start time of E. Otherwise, E cannot start at 13. So C has to finish by 13. I take the late finish of E, the follower, and put it on here. The late start of the follower and put it as the late finish of the predecessor, so 13. Okay, and then 13 minus 5 is 8. So I do the same thing here for D. D comes before E, so D can finish as late as 13. So I can put 13 here. 13 minus 4 is 9. So the difference here is, as you can realize, the early start is 8, day 8, but late start is day 9. So I can delay this activity for 1 day and it won't cause any trouble to me. So maybe I could, if I could organize my resources better, or maybe delay my payment, so I may be able to just delay this 1 day. The only problem is if something happens and if the activity duration gets longer than 4 days, then you may delay the project. So anyhow, there is one day of slack here and no slack here. And take a look at B. Now just maybe pause the video and think about yourself. When can I finish B the latest? And you can realize that B has 2 followers and C has to start at 8, the latest, but D can be delayed at 9. If I make my finish day for B 9, then C cannot start at 8 anymore. It has to start at 9, so it's going to delay my project. So whenever I have 2 followers, I have to be cautious and I have to just pick up the smaller one. So I'm going to say I can only finish B the latest 8 because there are 2 things that are waiting for me. So it has to be 8 and 0. And if I look at A has just 1 follower, which is C, and C says, you know what, I can wait until day 8. So then I can finish by day 8. 8 minus 6 is 2. And I can realize that there's no slack here. And 2 days of slack here for A. And in that case, look at the ones that have no slack, B and C and E. These are the activities that are on my critical path. So my critical path is B, C, and E, and they form my critical path, and I cannot delay those activities. But I can delay A for 2 days, I can delay D for 1 day, and I can delay E for, I cannot delay E. And only A and D can be delayed. And these delays are not simultaneously sometimes, so you have to be careful. So that when you delay them, you have to just reorganize your activities, take a look at them if there is any problem, if there is any delay in your project. Okay, thanks for watching, and this concludes the early start, early finish, late start, late finish calculations in project management. Thanks for watching.